fake Kelsey Grammer to kick this show off.
Let's cook this pig.
Here we go. Well, hello there, everyone. This is Keith from Keith's Comics, coming to you from our beautiful Keith's Comics warehouse and studio. What a lovely evening to talk comics. Full disclosure, right off the bat, and transparency for you, we're here to try to sell you some stuff. With me, as always, my wife, Cindy.
I'm right here.
We're going to show you comics one at a time with the prices that we want for them. If that matches your FOMO, type claim into the comments field of the Keith's Comics Network Facebook page. You can watch our show on any of our Facebook pages, I believe, but if you claim something there, we won't see it, so that's bad. So go on over to the Keith's Comics Network, search it out, and go join that one. Get the notifications. What is it they always say online? Like the video and hit the notification bell. Kaylin says she got a notification that we were on. So we know that it can happen. And I guess some people are texting me, hey, are you live? Yes, we are live. And we're about to start showing you some comics. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's show. It's all over the place. We just went into the warehouse and found some interesting things. Cindy's just found really just all across the board, right, Cindy?
Yeah, treasure trove of 1 and 2. You know, we have a lot of different various books because we got a lot of books.
We have a lot of books.
So why not have a couple of them?
It's crazy how many books we have. So we have plenty.
It's Thor's Day, but
it's Thursday, and I don't even know if we have a Thor, but yeah, there was
I
one.
think we have one.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, so glad to see. If you are new to the show, jump into the comments list and say hello. Everyone's welcome. If you've been here a million times, drop into the comments, say hello, so that we know you're there. If you're watching in the future, hello, future. It's always good to see you guys watching the show when you can, claiming stuff whenever it's convenient for you. That's all good. We appreciate it. Make sure that you're going out to the stores and saying hi. And also remember, coming up soon is Free Comic Book Day. As Kaylin says, the ultimate nerdy day. So we'll have a selection of free comic books for you. And then it'll be lots of fun going all around doing stuff, free stuff. And then historical Free Comic Book Day stuff that we found from previous years. And it'll be lots of fun as the energy gets way high up. Also coming up soon, watch our website, keithscomics.com. We'll be announcing our Deadpool movie night, and you won't want to miss that. There will be limited seating for that, of course. And if you've never been to one of our movie nights, it's good fun. Good fun as we all get to watch the movie with people who laugh and cry at the same time instead of leaning over and asking, what's going on? Cindy, are you ready to go over there?
I am.
Find the fake Kelsey Grammer, and let's get this show started.
Let's cook this pig.
Yeah.
Keith's Comics.
All right, looks like we have audio here. That's always a good thing. Everybody's ready to go out there. I hope you are. Make sure you're on the Keith's Comics Network Facebook page. That's where we look for claims. The prices are good for 35 hours after the original show. And always hit us up privately if you don't want people seeing what you're buying. That's all good too. All right, first up from Atlas Comics. You may not be familiar with Atlas Comics. It was a small independent publisher in the mid-1970s, which they had the idea of they were basically the anti-Marvel. It was run by the son of a longtime Marvel executive, and he had this idea that he was going to let the creators keep a bigger shares and their ownership of their characters and a whole bunch of stuff that Marvel just didn't do. They lasted 2 or 3 years. I think there's a total of 36 different issues. The numbers could be off there, but this is one, The Destructor. It ran 4 issues, I believe. Buckler here doing the artwork on this one. This is a 2-pack of issue number 2 and number 4. Flip that around for us, Cindy. Great classic stuff. Wow, look at that. Who is it? Did I put it on there? Is it like Ditko Wood on the other side?
Yes.
Yeah, Steve Ditko, who's only 10 years removed from co-creating Spider-Man, or helping out with Spider-Man in the early years. Here we go. His own stuff, Destructor, issues 2 and 4 from Atlas Comics. Atlas Comics also a callback to the early Marvel years when they called themselves Atlas Comics. So if you have a Marvel comic that Stan Lee worked on in, say, the early 1950s, it's likely to say Atlas on it, although they were pretty fly-by-night back then. Next up, Cindy.
It's a conditional.
A conditional offering means that somebody sent me a want list, or they have books that we know that they want. This is a Mark Jewelers variant, and that it has an insert in it, meaning that this book was only sold on military bases. From 1979, this is a really cool issue of Green Lantern and Green Arrow when they teamed up for, 5 or 6 years there. This is issue 119, and this even might be the last issue of the Green Lantern and Green Arrow team up. I can't remember. Somebody's going to have to look that up for me. This is a conditional offering, Mark Jewelers variant. You can claim it also, and if the person who has collecting the Mark Jewelers doesn't want it, or they already have it, that'll slide on out to you. Green Lantern, Green Arrow here, number 119, $3. Next up.
To take this out of the sleeve because the marker got on it. This is a conditional as well.
Oh, a conditional offering as well. Issue 333 of Captain America. Yeah, it's fun. It's a nice, solid mid-grade copy of this from 1987. This is the first time, is it John Walker becomes Captain America?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, this is a conditional offering, $18. This is also a Mark Jeweler variant. You can claim it. Look at that, Stan Lee. Was he Stan Lee going to become Captain America? He's right there behind Captain America. Nick Fury. Was that Tony Stark? And then who all is that? Is that part of the Fantastic Four there? Oh, lots of famous people there. $18 for this important issue of Captain America, especially important now that the Thunderbolts movie is coming next year, in which I think John Walker is going to be in that movie, playing his version of Captain America. Next up.
I'm going to take these down real quick so they stay together.
All right. Peak 90s awesomeness. Iron Man number 290 from 1993. The peak shenanigans going on at Marvel and DC at the time. Everything had a foil cover or special ink or embossed. And Iron Man, no different. This is the 30th anniversary issue of Iron Man, issue 290 from 1993. This beautiful VF copy is $12 in the store. Claim it here tonight for $9. Type claim Iron Man 290 into the Keys Comics network. Hey, Ty, good to see you. Good to see you. I want to make sure you notice that or know that your stuff that you've claimed at the previous shows is at the Mockingbird store, and we appreciate you. Next up. More Iron Man. This is very early in the Iron Man run from 1969. Iron Man number 14. Isn't this a pretty copy of this? Look at that. Technically, we're going to grade it out at a fine plus. $30 is a steal, but no, it's not only $30. It's $24 for this Invincible Iron Man. First appearance of some minor villain like Nightshade or Night Guardian or something like that. Night Phantom, I think, is the name of it. Issue 14 from 1969. Great classic Iron Man issue. A nice, really nice copy of this. 69. And what is that? Is that 50 years old? 55 years old? Holy smokes, this is an old comic book. I'm getting old, too. $24.
Not that old.
$24 for Iron Man number 14. Hey, Jerry's here. All right. All right, The Avengers from 1983. This issue 234 features The Avengers versus the Scarlet Witch. I think that she was off and on Crazy Time during this time period. This is only $6 if you need to fill out your run of Avengers. A nice, beautiful VF copy. If it was read very gently and look great in your collection. Look at Scarlet Witch being the puppeteer there, or is it puppeteer, or is she using her magic there in her right hand?
It looks like she got a little magic spark there.
A little spark of magic.
She's making them fight.
Oh, fight. Let them fight. $6 for Avengers number 234. Next up. The Best of DC Blue Ribbon Digest. Sold at the grocery stores. Right there at the checkout stand. This is issue number 7 of Best of DC Blue Ribbon Digest, and that is a mouthful, believe me. Issue 27 features great Superman versus Luthor stories. Or if you prefer, Luthor versus Superman. That's all good. Nice, solid mid-grade copy of this. It presents fantastic, beautiful square bound, beautiful colors. Man, these things are criminally underpriced for how cool they are. These pocketbooks from the newsstands, $10 in store, $8 for Best of DC Blue Ribbon Digest, number 27. Next up. Wow, you have to look up everything. This book I just kind of poo-pooed because it is faded and it's been well read. It's a solid VG from 1979, but I missed the fact that this was the first appearance of Lucius Fox. And if you're not following the current storylines, Lucius Fox has been important ever since I guess it's not even current anymore. Lucius Fox has been a player in the movies and in the comics for a good long time, 10 years at least now. This is the first appearance in comics in 1979. I bet you didn't realize Lucius Fox went back that far. 20, 40, almost 45 years. Wow, 45 years. That's a long-term character. Now, to be fair, he's only on a few pages here, and then we get on with the story. This VG copy would look great in your collection, and it's budget priced at $6. Perfectly great reader. $6 for Batman number 307, featuring the first Lucius Fox. Next up. Ah, yes. The Tarzan. Us of a certain age and a little bit older, especially the older collectors, are totally into Tarzan. It's something that's been off the collecting radar, for 20 or 30 years. But man, in the mid-'70s, there was a cartoon on Saturday morning, and then this comic from Marvel. I bought them all breathlessly every month. Tarzan number 4 from 1977. This is a sensational, very fine copy. Only $6. And do yourself a favor. Generally, these have like beautiful John Buscema artwork on the inside of them. $6 for Tarzan number 4 from 1977. Another really pretty book. It presents like a VF, but we're going to technically grade it at a fine. 1975, a great issue of Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos. It's only $6 for this spectacular issue with really good color on it. Looks like a lot of fun here with the Sergeant Fury and what shenanigans he's up to.
Dum Dum Dugan can do it the hard way.
Oh, yeah. It's Cindy's favorite, Dum Dum Dugan. Issue 128. Why is it Dum Dum versus with a machine gun versus a?
To the big German ship. Come on, you lousy bums. Using its strong language.
Yeah, that's strong language.
It's
I bet he's salty in more than one way here. Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos from 1975, only $6. Next up. Oh, just a beautiful, very fine copy of this classic Red Sonja. Wow. Number 6 from 1977. I can't tell who did the cover art from here, but I bet it's Frank Thorne on the inside for sure. It looks like maybe even Frank Thorne on the cover. Does it say? You see any signatures on there? Oh, wow. $18 is what this would be in the store. $14 if you claim it here. Claim Red Sonja 6. Do yourself a favor. You're not going to see a higher grade book just running around, not doing much except waiting for you to put it in your collection. Red Sonja number 6. For 1977, $14. Next up. Oh, I Am Spartacus. From 1960. This is actually, the title of this book is a 4-color. In that they didn't call it 4-color at the time. The collectors call them 4-color because Dell just published books without really giving them all titles, but at least they did number them. That was helpful. They did a lot of movie tie-ins. They did a lot of Disney comics, a lot of TV stuff, and a lot of movie stuff. Kirk Douglas here with Spartacus from 1960. This is a really, really nice copy. It's got enough dings in it that I didn't give it a full fine grade, but from 1960, that's pretty special. It's $30. If you need this in your collection and it gets out to the store, or $20 if you claim it here tonight. $20. Yes, Ty is also Spartacus. I am Spartacus. $20 for Spartacus from 1960. The complete movie, I might say. Next up. Oh, my gosh. This is from a collection we bought. We'll be doling these out over the next couple months or so. Swamp Thing number 11. Just an amazing copy of this. This beautiful VF copy from 1974. You have to hold it in your hands to believe how cool it is. What did we put? $40 on it, and it's an absolutely steal at $40. So $32 has got to be criminal. $32 for this sensational copy of Swamp Thing number 11. That's not a Bernie Wrightson cover, is it? I don't think so.
But it says, I see the initials. I'll have to put
I don't think it's a Bernie Wrightson cover. But I think he might be off the book by then. I think he's only did the first 8 issues. Somebody help me out there. I think he only did the first 8 issues of that Swamp Thing. Maybe 8 or 9. Swamp Thing, yeah, definitely channeling like Alex Saviak or something like that. Swamp Thing number 11, $32. Next up. Oh, Peter Parker. He's the Spectacular Spider-Man. And we get to play our favorite game here in Keith's Comics. Is Spider-Man in his bad costume or symbiote? You let us know in the comments section. This Peter Parker Spider-Man number 110 from 1986. Beautiful VF copy in which Spider-Man, look, he's not fighting a supervillain. He's fighting Daredevil, the man without fear. Oh, my goodness. How did that happen? Oh, I guess we'll have to find out. I'm sure it was some misunderstanding. This very fine copy from 1986 will set you back $12 in store or $9 if you claim it here tonight.
The artist of Swamp Thing is Luis Dominguez. Dominguez. Does it sound familiar?
Does not sound familiar.
Load it. He's special.
He's so very special. Batman. Classic Riddler cover here. Oh, my. From 1977. The Last Testament of the Riddler, or just the Testament of the Riddler?
The testimony.
Testimony of the Riddler. I'm getting old. I can't read my own screen here. Of the Riddler from 1977. $8. It seems like, well, it's a VG copy. It's been very well read, very well read. But still, classic at this point. It's hard for us old timers to believe that a book from 1977 can be considered a classic. Yeah. But $12 if it gets out to the store, and those young whippersnappers will be very happy to get it. Or you can claim it right now for $8 for Batman number 292. Who is that? Does it say who the cover artist is on that?
It does not.
Next up.
Just a serial number.
The serial?
And it has like little numbers. I guess it denotes the page or something.
Probably the payout on that. Mark Spector of Moon Knight. This is the second Moon Knight series, right? Somebody help me out on there. I'm getting confused. But look at this. You can tell it's the early 90s because Punisher's in the book. I'm surprised Wolverine's not on there. And looks like Rob Liefeld was doing an assist on this one because there's no feet and some very fancy weapons there. So I don't even know how you would load that gun that the Punisher has. But hey, fighting crime is not easy. Yeah. From 1992, this issue of 38 of Mark Spector Moon Knight, only $6. You can find out what kind of trouble Moon Knight and Punisher get into for only $6. Next up.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot. Oh, very much a classic and a hot. Look at that hotness there. Issue 169 of Doctor Strange. From 1968, is that right? Yes. This is when this is Doctor Strange number 1. He took over the numbering of Strange Tales here. This is a solid, pretty VG copy. A little bit of Texas patina on it, but not bad. $200. Us old timers are going to say, what? $200? Or $175 if you cannot live without. And hard for me to believe, but this is the complete origin of Doctor Strange here. Inside for the first time. Are you kidding me? Didn't they tell a little bit of that back like in issue 115 or something like that? For issue 169 of Doctor Strange, see, they spelled out the title, Doctor. Doctor Strange, he is master of the mystical arts. And I don't know if you saw that new that new Deadpool Wolverine trailer that dropped 2 days ago, the second one. It seems like there's going to be some magic users in there because they jumped through one of those magical circles of circleness or whatever they're called. What are they called? I forget. There's a name for it. I can't remember where they do the circle with their hands and then they can make it happen.
Portal?
Portal. Okay. A portal, some kind of portal, yeah. And we need to start moving the books just a little bit left because we're kind of inching off the screen there.
Okay.
Doctor Strange 169, or if you prefer, number one, $175. Sam is hello, Sam. Sam is correct. That is the third series, and I do consider Fists of Khonshu a full series because it has numbers on it. Doctor Strange, number 169. Jerry, did you buy this new on the stands, or were you only DC at this point? Next up.
Yeah, we're going into lightning round.
Lightning round. All right. Somebody find Pablo and make sure he's not driving right now because we would hate for him to... Hey, Alan's here.
Sling ring.
Sling. Yes. All right, it's time for Lightning Round, and Lightning Round is $1, $2, and $3 books because we have $1, $2, and $3 bins in the stores. We have about 20 books or so. We're going to try to go through them as quickly as possible and not talk a lot about them because they're overstocked. They're lower grade stuff. Maybe the stuff I just don't know what to do with anymore. All right, Cindy, what do you got?
Start with dollar books.
Starting with dollar books.
Number 11.
Number 11 of Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. I always like saying that because it's like a warm-up at the stage there. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number 11, and guest starring Medusa. How much is that?
$1.
$1. Oh, it must be in really rough shape. But it's still a great reader. Next up. Number 2, if you always have saying, hey, I wonder what are the secrets of the Legion of Superheroes. Now, you can find out now for only $1 or $2? $1. That seems crazy. Next up.
$2 for number 11.
$2 for number 11 of Marvel Super Action, which was a reprint book of Captain America stories. And this reprints Captain America 109. If you don't want to dole out the cash or you can't find a 109, here you go. $2 for issue 109. Next up.
$2 for 116.
Rawhide Kid number 116. That's going to be classic. Were they reprinted this time? I can't remember, but that sure does look Kirby-ish on the steamboat there, but maybe not. Rawhide Kid, how much? $2? $2. Next up. Number 37 of Marvel Superheroes, another reprint book. You know, in the early to mid-'70s, Marvel did a lot of reprint books because, just to be fair, all through the early 60s until 1968, their distribution was trash because they were relying on DC to distribute. Jerry always helps me out here. I think it's 12 books a month. So a lot of people missed a whole bunch of stuff, and they were, they had the Hulk TV show, the Spider-Man TV show, people really piling back into the Marvel comics and said, hey, it's an opportunity to sell them stuff. They used the Disney method. And what was it used to be, the Disney's would re-release every movie every 6 years or something like that, because they always claimed there was a new generation of kids. I forget what the exact number is. This Hulk versus Submariner from Marvel Superheroes is a reprint. What does it say on there? Tales to Astonish, like number 82 or something like. Yeah, it's a reprint of Tales to Astonish number 82. All right, next up.
The last $2 book, Uncanny 275.
Uncanny number 275. How much was that? $2. It's readable, but it's rough. It presents great, but it's a Jim Lee cover for only $2. Thanks, Jerry. Eight books. That's why you had a lot of the Tales to Astonish and Tales of Suspense were split books because they only had 8 slots every month, and then once the annuals came through. If you ever go back and look at older books, it'll say like this book is published 10 times a year: January, February, March, May, July. It's interesting. Next up.
$3 books.
$3.
$4.55.
Oh my gosh. Batman getting in on the Dracula vampire stuff. And that reminds me, next week, if you're into new comics, it's a big Marvel week. What is it called, Kaylin? Blood Hunt? Oh, Blood Hunt literally drops of blood next week. The something happens when lots of vampires start invading the Marvel Universe, and they have a really interesting kick, is that it's across the entire Marvel Universe. It all happens at the same time in every book. And additionally, for the first time that I can remember, there's 2 versions of every book. The regular version that it just goes out, but then they're also doing a red band version of the main book. So, and the red band version, I got to see some at Comics Pro. The red band version is pulls no punches. Lots of blood, lots of violence. I don't remember there being any salty language, no F-bombs and stuff like that. But if you wanted to see, what if Deadpool movie creators made the Civil War? Yeah, or the Endgame.
Just the cover, or is it
The whole book.
Oh.
The whole book.
the Kiss Blood books?
Much cooler than that, because the Kiss Blood books, they just mix some blood in there. When people get into fights, the things happen. All right, next up. Don't forget to ask your local Keys Comics to set those aside for you. Human Fly. This one featuring a cameo. Is this the one with the white tiger at the bottom there? Yeah. I bought all these new. It was during whenever the Evil Knievel was a big thing. And if you're not old enough to remember that time period, the golden age of stunt jumping, and whenever no one had to worry about their insurance. Human Fly was another one of those stunt people. He got his own comic though, I guess, because they couldn't afford Evil Knievel. Maybe he was in the hospital when they needed it. But this issue number 8 is a beautiful VF copy, but still only $3, and some of my favorite comics. Next up, number 7 of Star Trek from DC Comics. Right? No, that's a Marvel version. Almost every publisher has published Star Trek at this junction, except maybe Dell back in the day. Star Trek number 7 from Marvel, $3. Next up. Number 8 of The Shadow. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows. I forget who worked on this book at this time, but that's pretty cool. 20-cent Shadow, $3. Next up. Robin number 1 from 1993, I think it was. Again, Peak Shenanigans. Look at that. It's an embossed foilish cover. Robin number 1 in his own book. I think for the first time or second time, maybe. Robin number 1, only $3. Next up.
Number 6.
Oh, yes. The Thing. He had his own title for a good long time called Marvel 2-in-1, in which Thing teamed up with another hero every month. And this was their annual. I forget what year this is. Probably 1980 or 81, somewhere around in there. There we go. Claw and Kazar. It's pretty bizarre to have Kazar in there. 1981. Ha, called it. Next up.
231.
Issue 231 of The Flash from 1975. Wow, it's a well-read copy, and it has a great Green Lantern backup story in it for only $3. Next up. Number 1 of a mini series from early 90s, I believe it was 93. Why does this have a shiny gold variant cover? I don't know. Hawkeye number 1 from the mini series. Is it say mini series on there anywhere, or is it just this start? They had high hopes.
Limited series.
Limited series. Okay, next up. Number 23, great classic stuff. Nick Cardy cover. Witching Hour, number 23, only $3 for you get your spook on, as it were. Witching Hour, number 23. Next up.
Annual number 12.
Oh, Batman Annual 12 with a beautiful Kaluta cover. Oh, Batman going to town on something there. Yikes. Annual number 12, $3. And that's a good copy. I mean, not a good copy. A very, very, very fine copy. Beautiful. Next up. Number 209. I think this is the run where Mazzucchelli was doing the art and writing on the inside, I think it is. In between Miller stints. Daredevil number 209. This is a really, really pretty copy and a great deal at $3. Next up.
Number 11.
Oh, Kirby Greatness. Oh, the Demon. I should have wrote a limerick because when I did this number 11. Next time. Demon number 11 by the greatness of Jack Kirby. $3. Yeah. There you go. And
I don't know which one. Is this number 1?
yeah, that's number 1 of Shadowhawk. And again, early 90s shenanigans. Has an is it embossed and cut out, and it's all silver behind that.
Yeah, I don't think it's embossed. It's just a cutout.
Die cut is what they call
There
it.
you go.
Die cut with the silver background. Wow. So wow. $3 for that. Next up.
All right, we got a special fun cover. Number 10.
Oh yes, this is
X-Men Blue.
X-Men Blue number 3 had a little bit. This is what we call a lenticular cover. This was in a random box there. $3 for the X-Men Blue number 3, featuring a cover. When you look at it one way, it's X-Men Blue. When you look at it the other way, it's Long Shot on the cover.
Is that Longshot or Shadows? Oh, Longshot. Yeah, Return of Longshot.
Yeah, and there's me on the underneath him, Mojo, right there. That's what I feel like just watching the computers all day long. If you get a chance, go by the Mockingbird store. We have a brand new cash register system there, and watch the blank expression on everybody's face as we try to figure it out. So good times. Next up.
That was it on the lightning.
Oh, the lightning round is over. Somebody send Pablo a note. It's time for him to wake up. And back to the regular show we go.
We're going to start out hot.
Oh, we're going to come in hot. All right.
Here we go.
There we go. Classic stuff. And this is really has turned out to be it used to be just another issue of Tales of Suspense. But then people sorted out, oh, this is the first Silver Age appearance of the Red Skull. Oh, my. From 1965, this issue number 66 of Tales of Suspense featured not one, but 2 classic Marvel characters, Iron Man and Captain America. Whoa, $125 even for this. It's a real pretty book. Well, fine minus, though. It's probably going to be a 5, maybe a 5.5 on a really good day, but it's not going to quite get up to a fine. It's $125 if it makes it to the store. $100 if you claim this really good classic issue here. Well, fine minus. $100 for Tales of Suspense number 66. Next up. Oh, more of the Blue Ribbon DC, Best of DC Blue Ribbon Digest. Whew. This one featuring the Metal Man. Someone's going to figure out how to make that into a good movie someday. Issue 34 of Best of DC from 1983. This is a really exceptional copy. Fine plus only because of a little scrape on the bottom, if I remember correctly. $15 in store, $11 if you claim it here. Best of DC Metal Man. Next up. Oh boy, classic Batman. Oh, and a lot of people don't remember that or maybe they never knew, that these old detectives have backup stories in them, and most of the time it was Martian Manhunter. He was in that title for what, Jerry, like 30 years or something crazy like that? No, he did definitely 60s, all through the 60s. Definitely 10 years he was the backup feature, and you get no respect. Issue 324 of Detective Comics from 1964. A solid VG copy with has a little bit of a tide mark from a stain at the bottom right. Wow, super reasonably priced at $25 in store. $18 if you claim it here. Look at that classic book. Is that that's a 12 center. From 1964, only $18 for this awesome issue of Detective Comics. Next up. All right, more Marvel 2-in-1. This one, Thing and Iceman versus, and look, we're even going to toss in Giant Man. Oh, yeah, Giant Man. I keep hearing these rumors that, who was the guy who played Morpheus, and he was Giant Man in the Ant-Man movie, that maybe he's going to reprise his role in the Secret Wars?
Is that the guy who played Mojo?
No. Maybe, I don't know. Thing and Iceman versus with Giant Man, Bill Foster, one of my favorite characters of all time, and they'd done him dirty. Thing and Iceman and Giant Man versus the Circus of Crime. Oh, I love those guys. $6 for this beautiful VF issue of Marvel 2-in-1, number 76. Next up. Ah, yes, the Submariner. A great Fine Plus copy with beautiful colors on it. Issue 41 from 1971 is spectacular. Spectacular, like a real homage to Bill Everett on the Submariner there. Only $12 is criminally insane that book is only going to be $12 in a Fine Plus. Or $8, such a deal. $8 for Submariner, or if you grew up here in Grand Prairie, it was the Submariner. $8 for Submariner number 41. Next up, By Your Command. That's what they said, right? I'm not getting that and Buck Rogers mixed up, am I?
I don't know.
By Your Command. Battlestar Galactica number 4 from 1979. Sensational. I'm not sure that this copy, and if we do have the other ones, there was a nice little run of those, were ever even opened. They're so nice. $7 for this great copy of number 4 of Battlestar Galactica. Next up, hey, Pablo's here. Did you wake up from your nap? Did we put you to sleep? All right. Gorgo, number 17, which is shocking. Gorgo was a Godzilla-like movie from the early 1960s that evidently played the what's the outdoor theaters called? Drive-in theater circuit for a good long time. Gorgo, 17 issues at least. I think it might have gone a few more issues past this. Gorgo, an MGM feature, it says there. So, maybe we can see that on Amazon soon. This Fine Minus copy is swell. And if you're into giant kaiju, here we go. $10 from 1964 or $15 if it slides out to the store. Next up, more Flash because it's just awesome. Number 212 from 1972 features the cartoon Flash, and then a nice little Ralph Dibny follow-up story, the Elongated Man backup story there. From 1972, this issue's $10 in store. It's a solid VG. It presents much better than its technical grade. $6 though, if you want to claim it here. Claim Flash number 212 in the Keys Comics Network Facebook page. If you're watching our show on another one of our Facebook pages, we appreciate that. But if you want to claim something, hop on over to the Keys Comics Network Facebook page. Next up, more Batman. Yes, please. Issue 416 from 1988. Wow. This is I'm not going to call it a classic cover, but it's pretty cool in that one of the earliest times, I believe, that we got Nightwing and Robin on a cover, even though Robin looks a little worse for wear there. Maybe that's a little precursor to how he's going to feel in a couple of years. $8 is for this. This is, I can remember distinctly 1989 when the Batman movie came out, and we were buying anywhere we could. And as a retailer, you know, there was no internet yet, so you had this thing called the Comics Buyer's Guide, and there were people advertising warehouse stock. And I can remember buying anything I could. You call them. I probably spent more on the long distance phone call because you youngsters, you don't realize how much long distance phone calls would cost back in the day because it's basically free for you now. But spent a ton of money calling up people from I don't even know where and buying old back. And I remember this was one of the back issues. I was happy to have them. I probably got $12 for it back in 1989. Issue 416 featuring Nightwing in his disco outfit and Robin, $8. Next up, more Battlestar Galactica, more VF beautiful copies. Wow, look how pretty that is. Newsstand copies too. I'm not even, that is. It's got a diamond on it, so it was probably distributed in comic stores also. I don't know. It's right there at the break point. 1979, issue 7, only $7. Are they reboot that? Am I hearing rumblings that they're going to reboot Battlestar Galactica again? Next up. Classic. Look at, Superman. I think he's had just about enough of that Brainiac cat. He just punched him right through there. Holy smokes. From 1966, this is issue 335 of Action Comics with the go-go checks at the top. A solid VG copy would be $11, which is so sad. that these are. We need more collectors, and to help along that way, we're going to mark this down to $6. $6. Hopefully, someone will beat Ty to it, and we can create another Superman collector. $6 for Action Comics number 335, featuring Superman punching the snot out of a Brainiac. Next up, Demon. Oh my gosh! Now I needed a second limerick. This is issue number 0 with silver paint. Kind of at the tail end of the shenanigans. But what's cool about this one is the creative team. This is Garth Ennis, right? Garth Ennis and John McCree before they became famous. Wow. Demon number 0. It's the kicking off of the 0 Hour storyline, and see how the Demon was involved with that, or at least get the Warren Ellis's, not Garth Ennis's take on it. 1994, $8 in store, or $6 here. Next up. Oh my gosh, lots of commands going on. This one's Death Trap. Issue number 3. And I like that little top at the top. This is the previous issue number 2 was 35 cents, and now it's 40 cents. And they had to put that in I would have put it in smaller letters and kind of slide it by people. But no, they made a big sparkly thing out of it. $7. I guess that's for the people ringing them up. $7 for this issue of Battlestar Galactica number 3. Next up, more shenanigans. Silver Sable and the Wild Pack. Well, they're doing something with Silver Sable. I haven't heard recently though. Issue number 1 from 1992. It's embossed and it's foil. $10. $10 in store. $7 for you here tonight. Next up, great issue of X-Men, number 149. Really nice copy, fine plus copy from 1981. I can't see who worked on that from here. Is that Cockrum coming back to the book there?
This is Cockrum, and then I can't read the bottom one. It starts with an R.
Romita Jr.? Looks like a little bit like that. $12 if it makes it to the store. Rubenstein. Yeah. All right. X-Men number 149, $8 is what this, man, put your X-Men collection together here cheap. $8 for issue of X-Men 149.
Coming in hot.
Oh, I love it. This one features Spore. You have to say it like that. Spore. Some people on the internet make a big deal about Frankenstein is in this issue, and I'm like, oh, that would be pretty cool. Oh man! So I sat down and couldn't find it, so I asked Cindy to go through the book. She finally found it. Where did you find it, Cindy?
At the beginning of the book, they mentioned that it's like Frankenstein's monster, or it's like Frankenstein, and they mentioned Frankenstein twice, but no person, just
the main character of the first story takes over the castle of Frankenstein, and he's a scientist in there now, right?
Well, it's a castle like Frankenstein.
Oh, castle.
I thought it was Frankenstein's castle, but I misread that. It was just a castle.
Oh, it's Frankenstein castle adjacent.
Yeah. He couldn't afford Frankenstein.
Designed by the same people who designed Frankenstein's castle.
Right, it's only Spore, not the monster.
I see now. Tales of Suspense, number 11, very early, 1960. This is pre-Marvel Hero stuff here. This VG copies, $125 in store. Start putting your monsters together for $100. Next up, more of these beautiful Submariners. Look at the colors on those. So fantastic. You just don't see that. Usually the Texas patina takes care of all that white on those covers. Beautiful design of this Gil Kane cover. From 1971, issue 42 of the Submariner. Only $8. $12 if it makes it to the store. Next up. Wow, did I have a whole run of Battlestar Galactica?
I had like 6 of them, so then I started realizing I needed to get them further away from each other, but it was too late.
It was too late. Battlestar Galactica number 5, $7. $7 for Battlestar Galactica. All right. You know, I put some of these in every once in a while, these classic Archies, to see if anybody has dropped into the show and maybe wants to start collecting them. We sell them pretty well in the stores, but we can always have more customers. From 1966, great classic gag there, Betty and Veronica. From 1966, issue 185 of Laugh Comics featuring the Archie gang. Only $6 for this issue of Laugh, number 185. Who's my Archie guys out there? Next up. More Action Comics. Wow. This is a cool cover. I think this is also Nick Cardy, maybe. Issue 415 of Action Comics, featuring all new stories. All right. From 1972, only $8 for this. Wow, that's a VF copy, a real pretty copy of this. Nice. Meet the Metropolis Monster. 3. Oh, that was 3. That's almost time to be done here. Hand from Nowhere alert. That's exactly right. What a surprise. Another Battlestar Galactica.
One with Adama on it and his son.
Adama and Starbuck.
What's his name? Yeah, Starbuck and his son. I can't remember what his name was.
Adama Jr.?
Yeah.
What was the name of the little kid and the little bear-looking thing there?
Well, I don't know.
I keep wanting to go beady, 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 but that was Buck
No,
Rogers.
That definitely was Buck Rogers. By your leave or whatever you said.
By your command.
Yeah, by your command.
Cylons.
Silence.
That's right. $6 for Battlestar Galactica. Next up.
And the final book for tonight.
Final.
It's Thor's Day.
All right. Oh. Thor 126. You're not going to get any more Thor than that. Thor and Hercules having a throwdown. This is essentially Thor #1. It was Journey into Mystery before this. This VG Plus copy is sensational. Oh, look at that. Kirby greatness. As Hercules says, have at thee, I have a mace. And Thor says, well, I have a hammer. And let's say, well, let's just do this thing then. From 1966, what is that, $100? Wow. For Thor, I'm putting quotations around it, #1, or $80 if you claim it here tonight. The Mighty Thor, #126, or parentheses 1.
Mace to the face.
A mace to the face.
A hammer that will make you stammer.
There you go. I like it. Where were you when we were doing the demon?
I thought a good one for that. Because the demon, he's no hero. This is his issue 0. That was what that was.
Yes. Oh, okay.
I'm working on it. I'm going to work on bits.
So Walt Simonson didn't start the series, but he did pencil work. Oh, okay, I'd like to check those out. I'm always surprised at how far that Battlestar Galactica ran, like 2 years, didn't it? Maybe longer than the TV show. All right, there we go. Another show in the can. If you're watching the future, thanks. We really appreciate that. Hello, future. All you guys who dropped into the show and dropped into the comments, thank you so much, and for keeping me on the straight and narrow, adding a little context to the show. We appreciate that. All right. Anything else going on? Don't forget Blood Hunt next week. We got Free Comic Book Day Saturday week. I'm at the store on Sundays, usually between 1 and 3:30 ish. So come by and see us. Visit the stores if you can, because those guys get lonely. Cindy's been with me here as always.
As always.
For Keith's Comics, I am Keith. Thanks for coming by and seeing us today. And if I don't see you in the stores, I'll see you next time. Well, isn't this special? Right off the bat. First time since we came back for reals.
Yay.
All right. 3 people, one, and then Alan gives us red chili peppers. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah.
All right. What, you got one more, right?
I do.
Well, let's take a look. What one more do you have?
Just a very cool cover.
Yes. Not too expensive. The tag's a little low.
Oh.
Pablo won't be able to read it down there.
All right. Give me a minute. Let me reset. I had to cover up the characters. So I won't. Boom.
There you go. Issue 221 of the Avengers, a sparkling VF cover. And if you are a ROM collector, I once sold Ed Howell one of these because he appears on the cover. I don't even think he appears in the book. But there we go. I love the fact that the gag there is Invisible Woman there in the empty blank. From 1982, issue 221, these things are so affordable, a lot of fun to collect. Random Wolverine appearance on the cover. Oh, it's got Taylor Swift on the cover. Oh my gosh. Tay-Tay on the cover there. She probably...
Some comics out now, right?
Does she know? Well, the speculation is that she'll be Dazzler in the movie, but that's.
No, I think there's a Taylor Swift comic.
Oh, is it really? Mm-hmm. Okay, well I'll check that out. And does she have a rum and coke in her hand? Well,
I think they're all. I think a lot of them, the artists did homages to Dazzler covers. So.
Oh, interesting. Well, I just saw everybody piling on her today about every picture. She has a drink in her hand.
So.
That's what I say too. Avengers 221.
Laughing all the way to the bank.
That's right. To the bar. Avengers 221 from 1982, only $6. Yes, the old order changeth. beautiful VF copy, sensational copy of this. Pick 2. Should we spoil it since the book's been out 40 years?
What's that?
Who joined the Avengers?
At the very end, Hawkeye, who was injured, was officially inducted, and he saw this tall, green Amazon-looking lady while he was coming in, and it turns out She-Hulk was the second one.
So
Hawkeye and She-Hulk.
Hawkeye and She-Hulk join. Is Hawkeye even on this cover?
Yeah, he is, and so is She-Hulk. So I don't know.
Truth in advertising. All right.
Yeah, they did the cover after. We already decided.
Then no. There you go. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks for coming by this evening. Make sure you have notifications on. We have been doing Thursday shows. Now that we're all feeling better here and we're getting organized, let's see if we can't put some more shows in. But nothing in concrete yet, but we really like the Thursday shows. Thanks a lot, everyone. For Keith's Comics, I am Keith, and if I don't see you in the stores, I'll see you next time.
Keith's Comics.